Alright guys, I'm back here over at Cassone's, and the guy started the job without me, and it's bad. It's pretty bad. Caught them working pretty hard over there. You notice there's a big wall right there. It goes to this 2000, we're calling it a 2003 Tahoe Transport fifth wheel. So it's a toy hauler. And there's a little bit of water damage there, guys. And I think the worst part about it is somebody recently tried to fix it, but they didn't fix the water leak. That'd be my guess.
Not like fixing it.
Well, if you're gonna fix it, might as well fix it twice. So, I don't know if you can make out a little bit of black mold right about there. So that side's obviously got a lot of water damage to it. But this paneling itself is pretty new. And somebody glued that part after I'm going to say they did a pretty good job because they measured everything out. They didn't hesitate to use as many staples as they wanted. And somebody even rebuilt this wall over here. Now, it might be a little loose. So that's disappointing. I know a lot of my viewers are very interested to see how these things are made. And so might as well be a good opportunity to see what it actually looks like under there. So all important insulation. So this is the inside wall right there. Oh, what's left of the loo on. What's holding it on is the actual wallpaper. There's that pretty corner molding that they hide the where the outside wall meets the front wall. It would be right about there. So that's not ideal. These stringers right here, these are 2x2s. And I'm gonna say that there might be a little rotten in there. A lot rotten. Looking across the bottom, this is the actual trailer frame itself. Somebody broke their drill bit right about there. I've done that so many times that it doesn't surprise me. But it's a shame too, because the screws they use right here to hold this frame to the metal, I think they probably went to the trim right here. They just weren't long enough to get to the frame. They were like a ½ inch longer. That would have held pretty well down here. But you know what I think the saddest part about all this is? Right, Micah? What do you think the saddest part is? Micah? Chad?
Saddest part would be...
The industry didn't listen to me. If they would just listen to me...
I was going to say dying alone. Sad.
That is sad. I mean, not that sad. Not as sad as this. So I know I get a lot of pushback from everybody. You can kind of see where the water leak actually was. I've made a few videos about this now, so you can definitely follow the trail of dirt and water. And maybe that's torn, but it probably wasn't torn the first time around. So this rubber helped direct water straight under that loose molding. I think we can all agree that molding was probably loose at some point, and many points after that. And you can see even right here there's still like algae. It's green. That's how much water was getting in there. And because the molding was up, the entire roof is kind of like sloped down to the front. At the front, it's just it's just directing all that water under the molding, and then on top of the wall, and then in between that wall and the wood, and it just gets stuck there. If they just would have put this over the top of that molding and that molding came loose, it would have gone under the molding, on top of the rubber, and then over the front of the wall. I mean, it's still not ideal because there'll still be holes in the roof or the molding or the rubber, but it would be an awful lot less water, right, Chad?
Less water.
Less water. Less permanent, because that's not good. That's also not good. And that's the ceiling. Whew. Am I saying that would have definitely solved this kept it from rotting away like this? No. The only thing that really would have solved it from rotting away would be routine inspections where you'd see if this molding was loose. And if the molding's loose, you secure the molding. I don't know if I can... There's definitely framing there. Hopefully there's framing right here. I mean, it's 1/2 inch OSB. So it shouldn't be too bad because, I mean, you can see the roof. It's got some damage on it from where it wicked back up right here. But the roof itself is strong. When the industry makes, or when the manufacturer builds it, all they're really doing is they have the sidewalls, they have the roof, they roll the roof out, put the roof on, cut it, and then they put the front cap on. So that's most of the reasons why this is going to be, the front caps, even if it's a molded fiberglass one's going to be over the top of the roof, it's just the assembly process. Now I know the instructions that come with this roofing does say to go over the front cap because for some reason people are convinced water will get driven underneath it, but I'm more concerned about water getting underneath it the opposite way than than being driven. It'd be a pretty hard terrain to drive it underneath the gaskets and the seals like that. So at any rate, that's just the majority reason is just to be assembly. It's much easier for the last step to put the front cap on over the top and secure everything down. But if you're shingling a house, you're not putting the shingle above that row, underneath the lip of that row. Nobody's going to shingle that, or a house starting at, starting at the top and working their way down. You're going to start at the bottom, work your way up so that you're always overlapping the row below it. And with the rubber underneath there, you've basically put a shingle on the wrong way. That's just, of course, just my opinion. So I don't know what the whole story is on this. I don't know if this was picked up after somebody did a repair and fixed everything and they got rid of it. It does seem to ask a lot more questions than it answers. But that is unfortunately a very sad sight to see because that's going to be a pretty big repair. Material cost, not too bad. Labor cost of trying to make that front wall look okay, pretty bad. It's difficult to guarantee the sidewalls aren't going to have problems. Rebuilding that, tying it into the frame. There's a lot of weight on this hitch when you lift it up off the ground and put it on the truck. If anybody can do it though, it's that guy right there.
We could do it.
I think a Turnabond probably wouldn't have fixed that, and Flex Seal wouldn't have fixed that. But I'll keep you guys updated.
Just not using enough.
It's important to inspect these things. What year is this thing?
12.
It's a 12? Ain't no 12. It's like a 6 or a 5.
I'm saying 3.
We're going with 3. That's pretty sad.
Old.
The industry part works too.
Well, I mean,